Hey ladies, I hope you've had a great retreat so far. I know it's Saturday night and you're only partway through. You've got a great speaker again this evening, and she's going to be sharing more about how you can embrace joy. And I know for those of us who are still down in the valley, we are looking forward to your coming back and sharing that joy with us. Well, I'm speaking to you this evening to try to take just about 10 minutes to get some help from you, get some input from you. The Board of Elders has put together a strategic planning committee, and the goal of that committee is to get input from the congregation as they are developing our strategic plan. And so we're going to be talking about our vision, our mission, and the pillars of what we feel God has called us to do. Most of this isn't going to be new, but the part that we want from you is in just a moment, Sarah is going to pass out some cards, some 3x5 cards, and the goal of that will be for you to share with us some information. This will go back to the Strategic Planning Committee, and they will look over the answers. We did this at the men's retreat, and we'll be doing it in a couple of other settings, and take all of that input and discover what we can do better at Northridge, how we can more effectively minister to you. But before you do that, I would just like to share with you some of the work of the Strategic Planning Committee, what they've done so far. First off, they're refining our vision. Our vision is that big picture, the grand view, the 40,000-foot view of what God has called us to do. And at Northridge, we are convinced that God is calling us to extend. Our vision is to extend hope to all through Jesus Christ alone. To extend hope to all through Jesus Christ alone. And so that's the picture. Our message is a message of hope. And that's our vision. Our mission is to narrow that down a little bit and to say, okay, at Northridge, how do we pull that off? And so we call that our mission. And our mission is to do whatever it takes to turn people into fully engaged followers of Jesus Christ. Fully engaged. And so how would one know if one was a fully engaged follower of Christ? Well, a couple of things. And that's our pillars. Our pillars are prayer, outreach, worship, equipping or educating for service, and then relationships. And so, although none of that is new so far to you, we've talked about things like this for a long time. We are refining it. How are we doing in our ministry? How are we doing at Northridge in taking this message, taking this vision, taking our mission out into the community? And so what I would like you to do is Sarah is going to pass out 4 cards to you. On the first card, I'd like you up in the corner to write the letter S. S as in snake. The second card, I'd like you to put the letter W. The third card, write an O on that card. And the final card, put a T. We call this exercise a SWOT exercise. What we want you to do is share with us what you think the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are at Northridge. Now we're going to talk about first the strengths and the opportunities. So on that first card, I'd like you to write down just bullet point some strengths. What do you think? At men's retreat, one man put about 10 different things down, but a couple of them are this. He said that a strength is that Northridge is grace-based. Another thing he put down is that it was friendly. A third thing he put down is that it was a safe place. And so what I would like you to do is to just write down, bullet point. Take about 5 minutes right now and write down what are some bullet points of strengths that you believe Northridge has. And I'm going to ask you to take 5 minutes and then turn those cards into Sarah, And so ladies, if you could pause the video at this time. The second card I'd like you to take is opportunities. Now, for some of you, you're going, well, SWOT is spelled S-W. We're going to get the positives done first, and then we'll move on to some of the cautions, some of the weaknesses that we have. So what are opportunities that maybe we're not making the most of right now at Northridge, but in the future we could? Maybe there are opportunities that we could put into practice right now. Again, one person at Men's Retreat listed about 6 or 7, and he put down things like a special needs ministry would be an opportunity that we have. Developing a food pantry was another one. A third one he put down were car clinics, how to work on your car. So those are opportunities. Those are not things that we're doing presently, but you know what? We have some facilities, and perhaps we could be doing them. So if you could take 5 minutes again and write down what are some opportunities that you see at Northridge. And again, if we could just pause the tape while you write that out and then turn those in. Okay, the third area I'd like you to take is that card with the W on it, weaknesses. What are areas that you see at Northridge that you're going, you know what, we're really not doing very well on them. They need some improvement. And for some of you, you might be putting down as a weakness is that your in-laws go to Northridge. Nah, don't get personal now. Be constructive. Help us. What are some areas of weakness that we need to work on? Again, at the men's retreat, another man put down outreach to neighbors as a weakness. Lack of excitement by members of the church. So just bullet points. What are some weaknesses that you see on the part of the church of what we're doing at Northridge right now so that we can learn and see if there's a pattern and we can improve? So take 5 minutes, bullet point those, and then turn them in to your leader. Finally, the T card. And the T stands for threats. As you look out into the future at Northridge, are there any threats that you see? Any potential problems that are coming that you say, you know what? I think Northridge better be in a position to look and examine whether there are any threats out there. And so as you look into the future, are there any threats? Here one person said that a threat at Northridge would be complacency. Another thing they put was potential high costs. And then they put underneath there, upgrading dynamite. Potential threats that would make ministry difficult. As you look into the future, are there any potential threats that you're aware of that at Northridge we need to be aware of? And before you fill that out, I just want to thank you for doing this for us. When you fill this card out and you get that all done and hand it in, then Sarah will get them back to me. I'll get them on to the Strategic Planning Committee. And you have helped us a great deal. Thank you so much for your help. Have a great rest of the retreat.